Behold the legendary Odyssey as we take a train along the longest domestic journey within the country of Luxembourg. Yet within this rather small country, there are some relatively longer distance you can make. And even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to take this train from the first station to the final destination, this train really makes a lot of sense and connects many parts of Luxembourg. I'll tell you all in this video. Join me as we take the longest train journey you can make on a domestic train in the country of Luxembourg. And to be honest, if you take this train from the starting point to the final destination, it's not even the fastest way, it's faster if you change along the way. I'll tell you all about that in this video. But for now, let's get this video on the track and let's roll the intro. How do you like this new intro? Let me know in the comments. We start this railway journey at the railway station of Troisvierges, what is the most northern railway station in the country of Luxembourg, and where I just arrived with this train from Liège in Belgium. This is an intercity train, although in terms of rolling stock it's not really intercity worthy, to be honest. I made a trip report on this route from Luxembourg to Liège about 5 years ago. Maybe I do it again in the not too far away future. But for now, let's take a close look on their map for today's route, and I only point out the bigger cities. We go from Troisvierges to Luxembourg, the capital and also biggest city in the country of Luxembourg. From there on, we move south and cover some of the bigger other cities within this country, before our train eventually terminates at the railway station of Rodange, what is close to both the Belgian and the French border. Something I noticed immediately when I arrived at the railway station of Troisvierges was a huge parking grass for cars. In the country of Luxembourg, public transportation is for free. And it's also for free if you park your car here for the first 24 hours. Making public transportation free within Luxembourg really helps to reduce traffic congestion. And because trains can move much more people in one go than cars can on a road, it also might help to reduce costs for building new roads. Apart from that, it also helps to reduce greenhouse gases and to improve the air quality, what is not only good for the environment and to meet the climate goals, but also for general health quality. And at last, free public transportation also serves as a social policy, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their income, has access to affordable and reliable transportation options. Although it's not truly free, of course, because the Luxembourg people will pay for this by paying their taxes. And if you look on the investments in the railways per capita, this is from 2023 by the way, so it's not the most up-to-date chart, then Luxembourg just leads the way within Europe. And compared to many other countries, where you pay for tickets and prices might be relatively high, I think it's really benefiting a lot of people. Yes, you pay more tax, but see what you get. Netto, you even pay less than when you live in Germany and have a D ticket. I'm not digging in that too much by the way. Well, when it comes to public transportation and making it for free and investments per capita, there are many things playing a role when it comes to this. And even though so many things play a role for the investments in public transportation per capita of a country, you can't take this data one-on-one to other countries. This gives a very good image of how much there will be invested in public transportation and especially the railroads. Anyway, like pretty much all my trip reports, before we go to the train, let's review the railway station where we depart from today. What is the tiny railway station of Troisvierges, what is once again not far away from the Belgian border and is the northernmost railway station within the country of Luxembourg. There are quite some screens with information about departing trains and also buses from this place. When I was here, it was on a sunny day. However, you do find an indoor waiting area here as well. Within the indoor waiting area there are some vending machines for snacks and drinks. Obviously some not too comfortable benches, and I think there used to be a ticket counter over here. There are more screens, some line maps, and there are even toilets over here. These toilets are also for free. I bet these waiting rooms can be very nice in the cold winter days. But when I was here on a sunny day in the summer, it was rather hot inside. At the front of the railway station you will also find some bus stops, and there are clear screens with information about departing buses. If you watch this video you're probably not really interested in how to park your bike over here, but you do find this so-called bike box as well. As far as I know you need to have a kind of subscription for that, and then you can park your bike here. Mainly interesting for local people. The town of Troisvierges has a population of a little less than 3,000 people. Around the railway station there are some restaurants, but most commercial spaces can be found in the town center, but is not too far away from here. At this railway station you will find 3 tracks and 2 platforms. And even though domestic public transportation within the country for Luxembourg is for free, you do find vending machines at all stations where you can buy a first class upgrade or buy tickets to specific international destinations from Luxembourg. Our train today is listed over here and will depart from track number 1. And while I was recording the introduction for this video, the train was already coming in. Today's journey will be on a CFL Class 2200 train. This is one of the many trains you find within Luxembourg, and on this route you can expect literally all kinds of rolling stock. As a matter of fact, this train is actually one of the least common trains on this route. On Saturday, these trains are not as long as during the week on this specific route. The bike area has been clearly marked. Also, the first class has been marked with a yellow stripe above the windows or below the windows because it's at the upper deck of the middle carriage. The numbers 1 and 2 at the side of the train do indicate the first and the second class, and icons do indicate what facilities can be found where. I mean, these are relatively simple commuter trains, but they're pretty good. LED screens at the side and at the front of the train do host some very basic route information. For now let's discover the train we had on this route. However, before we do that, I hope you like this video so far, or that it's a helpful video to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. If you have some questions, feedback, comments, even if you just want to say hello, feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more trip reports, the main focus for this channel is long distance and international traveling. Well, long distance, this is not really a true long distance train, but it's as much as long distance as you can get within for a domestic train within the country of Luxembourg. But if you'd like to see more, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. For now, let's just continue with this video. And let's discover the interior of our train for today. There's no level boarding over here, by the way. Anyway, once again, for this route, these specific train types are actually the least common ones. But, well, here we go. The standard class or second class, what you find most on board with this train, comes in a 2x2 configuration, just like first class, by the way. At all windows, at the upper and the lower deck, you do find sunscreens, and there are quite a lot of power sockets on board of these trains. This includes some USB sockets as well. Most seats do come in an airline style composition. There are armrests between the seats and also at the side, and you find a fold-out table in the seat in front of you. The amount of legroom is very reasonable and the fold-out tables are really sturdy. These are not the newest trains. In newer trains you find more and bigger and brighter screens that will host route information, but basic LED screens at the end of the open compartments do host some very basic route information. You will find overhead luggage racks all over the train, and there are lots of dedicated luggage racks, as you can see over here as well. However, the overhead luggage racks at the part of the train what is not a double-deck train. Gives much more space for our luggage. Over here we are at the middle carriage, and at the upper deck you will find the first class. We'll go here in a bit, because for this trip I paid the extra fee for first class. Over here you will find the bike area, what is at the lower deck, and you can hang your bike over here. Apart from that you will find some folding seats. And the upper deck of the other side of the train, so at the front or the back, is basically the same as the upper deck I showed you earlier on in second class. These specific luggage racks are pretty tiny, to be honest. Within these trains you will only find litter bins at the vestibules, and they're not marked that well, to be honest. You won't find them near the seats, but that doesn't count for all trains. Priority seats have been marked crystal clear. And of course, no train tour is complete without showing you the toilets. Let's review the toilets over here. Nothing really special, to be honest. These trains are very similar to some regional trains you can find in France. These trains are based on the French regional trains, the TER 2N and G. Technically, these trains are approved to operate also within France and Belgium. This here is the first class where I was also traveling on. First class comes just like second class or standard class in a 2x2 configuration. The seats are a bit nicer and maybe have slightly more legroom, but that's basically it. Once again, for first class a ticket is obligated. And let's test the seats over here. I don't think there's much more legroom, but I think there's slightly more legroom compared to standard or second class. And for the rest it's basically the same. However, if you're traveling in first class, you might have a better chance for a seat, because I noticed the second or standard class on some parts within trains in Luxembourg were pretty busy. What I like at the moment, the seats are opposite from each other, that they put the power plugs at the side, ideal if you want to work from the train. For luggage, the overhead luggage racks are super tiny, but you have some dedicated luggage racks as well, and don't miss out on the back ends between the seats if you find the seats in these compositions. That doesn't only count for this train, but for trains in general. For now I just show you some views from the train between Troisvierges and Rodange. This train also calls in Luxembourg, from where one will make a kind of detour via Bettemburg, Esch-sur-Alzette to Rodange. While I show you the views from the train, I give some extra information written on the screen. This will be in the original language of this video, what is English. I have to mention this because some videos do get automatically synchronized in other languages as well nowadays on YouTube. And if you want to see the views from the train uncutted with real sounds, I do have a special video on this as well, and this will be on the Trainviking Passenger POV YouTube channel. I'll try to upload this simultaneously with this video on YouTube. You can find a link to that video in the description of this video as well. But for now I really stop talking, so sit back, relax and enjoy the views from the train. So I'm here at the railway station of Rodange in Luxembourg, what is actually really close to both the Belgian and the French border. You find therefore also international trains to there. Although this is on a very regional level. I made a trip report about this 5 years ago or so, and since then the railway station has been improved a lot. Actually, it's worth another video. I'm not doing that right now. For now, I hope you liked this video or this has been helpful to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. Related videos can be found in the description of this video. And if you have some questions, feedback, comments, even if you just want to say hello once again, feel free to leave a comment. And at last, if you like to see more trip reports, this channel is mainly focusing on long distance and or international traveling on a more sustainable way of transportation. Well, if this is long distance, that's a gray area, but if you'd like to see more, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. Before we end up this video, one last thing.
Once again, thank you for watching. Related videos can be found in the description of this video. Apart from that, in the description of this video you find a link to a map, and on this map you can find a lot of videos as well. But then on a map, and the example here is not up to date. See you on the next video.